folks, our second, potentially final map of this series of Evil Geniuses take it. It is Oregon. Let's get into the bans. LeStream have the first attacker ban, and also will have the final defender ban as a result of that.
Oregon, once again, very linear map. Most teams know just due to the fact of its age inside of Pro League. Glass going to be the first ban, which again, really does not surprise me with just how prominent he is, especially on the downstairs site. And Dokkaebi going to be removed by Evil Geniuses, spotting out that LeStream loves to execute off of her utility.
Yeah, so that's a target ban at the team for sure. And obviously they're going to have to deal with not being able to have that themselves, but I don't think we really saw them use it at all, so they won't be missing that too much. First defender ban, also Evil Geniuses' final ban, pretty predictable. Echo, again, we see this pretty much every map, every game.
Yeah, and LeStream, they're on defense first, so they might not even ban Mira. Mira might make it through. They might ban Maestro here. We'll be very interested to see. And they're actually going to ban Valkyrie. So they're going to leave Maestro on deck as well as the Mira, not trying to take anything away from their defensive set.
There's both maps now that they've chosen to knock out Valkyrie as well, so they really must have had an issue in a prior match with Valcams to choose to get rid of it. Not only on Oregon, but back on Villa as well.
Those pesky Navy SEALs.
It's causing too many problems. So let's get into it, folks. Here we go, the first round. And it's looking like LeStream will get the defensive start, so they're going to head upstairs for their first sight. And oh, look, she's back. Clash once again is going to be brought into the fold here in the kids' dorms and bedrooms.
I think Hicks is just addicted to the lady that screams at everybody. She really does. She really does. But he is going to switch off over to Ella. Ella has not seen too much play so far at Invite, so far this year at least. Last year, very prominent. So far this year, not very, especially because of the recoil that she currently has, which is kind of a hot mess, but the gun's rate of fire is so high that her gun is definitely still usable. That Scorpion will absolutely melt you in close range.
Yep, absolutely. It does have a pretty harsh fall off, I've noticed, though, depending on how good you are with it, so it very much is limited to kind of a medium range. If you end up taking a very long duel with someone, you're probably going to lose that, unfortunately. But on this site specifically, as long as we catch her playing in the site or in any of these smaller hallways on this half of the map here on the left side, she's probably going to find herself in an advantageous position in that duel.
Yes, more than likely. And the main thing that EG are going to want to focus on right here is this roam game. They're going to want to be paying attention to the Pulse as well as Uno on the Jaeger. And the main crux of that is the fact that if they allow them to live, they will be able to come up later in this round, just simply due to the fact of how Oregon works out. You really can't ignore roamers on Oregon, because if you do, they will come back to bite you, especially in the likes of Pulse.
So we are going to continue to see LeStream make their push to the inside. We'll see where they choose to move in towards first. Obviously, we've got a couple doors that have been popped open already. NBK is alone for those part of here. He's already lost 25 HP. I don't know if that was due to a quick spawn peek from someone that failed, or if he lost it through other means. Regardless, he's lost it. And meanwhile, the rest of his team is going to be heading over here, more so towards the front door and side entrances. Looks like Geo is going to try to head in towards the bedroom first. Maybe gives them access towards walk-in, but needs to drone it. And actually, yeah, walk-in's been left open. Interesting.
Very interesting indeed. They only have 2 Nitro cells. Alfama has 1, as well as Rise on the Pulse. But Alfama playing very, very close to the door of Generator, which is very surprising. He's going to rotate back. Rise actually playing the bottom of tower right now. He's actually all the way in the basement. And Necrox is going to absolutely delete Uno for him. Canadian going to follow it up. That's the roam game already gone at 1 minute and 15 seconds.
So very good start to the round coming out for LeStream. Or excuse me, for Evil Geniuses, as they are able to take an advantage for themselves at the beginning here.
Canadian going to start working his way over towards these main windows. We actually have Hicks rocking the shotgun with no sight, surprisingly, as well. But they've already cleared out the roam game. It's now time to focus on site. You guys will see them start to work that out. Basically maintaining where they want to take from. They know that they want them to take from inside of the closet inside of Master. So they might try and play this out a little bit differently, focus on double window, hold the bottom of white stairs, and then repel on the outside of kids' dorms.
Geo still looking for that quick route to the inside after EG got themselves off to a good start on this round. He's going to go for the big window now, maybe try, oh, never mind. Flip himself over. It's still going to pop open the big window. I'm actually surprised that hasn't been popped already. Don't really see a whole lot of play towards that, but it will not be the case this time. We are going to see Hicks playing over to the double windows inside of the main kids' dorms here to try and see if he can catch it. Of course, the ADS is going to eat up 2 of those flashbangs. The third will hit. It's actually, is that the shotgun on Ella?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah,
The
FO12. All right. We'll see how well the performance comes in from that.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a utility dump right there is Hicks. That's nightmare fuel. He's going to have nightmares about that.
He knew he wasn't living through that. He's like, well, this sucks. C4 from Alfama going to get tossed in towards the double windows. Doesn't blow it up just yet, however. The plant is now coming down from Young in the meanwhile, but there we go. The delayed charge is going to be able to knock out Young. Interrupts the plant. And Alfama will pick up another kill besides that as well on the mirror. So a quick double from him. Peeks in for another one, but no! It's knocked out by Necrox and Canadian, who pick up 2 quick kills to give EG another one.
Who said Necrox can't frag? I want names. I want names. The man is absolutely running a riot right now over LeStream's defense. Very clean round by Evil Geniuses. That roam game was cleaned up so quickly.
Yeah. Very, very nice job by EG, and it was almost back-to-back on the roam clear as well. Incredibly fluent from EG, of course. I think had a little bit of a pacing issue. It definitely took them a while to get into a position to push the site, but the push itself was incredibly convincing, obviously, besides the nice play that we saw from Alfama there to nearly stop that push with the C4 and push combo that he had. It's over to the basement, though. Instead of re-attempting that kid's dorm again, the guys on the stream just going to move right on to the next site instead of re-attempting the same one.
Yeah, and EG really slowing down later into that round, as you said, especially after the roam clear. And the main issue, well, not the main issue, the main reasoning for that is the fact that there, a lot of times is where you're like, okay, we got the roam clear, done. We're just going to force sight, and you go to force sight, and then you just get absolutely dumpstered. You don't want that. You don't want that to happen. So re-droning, going, okay, we got our head count on site. We know they're all on site. We can now set up our angles and work our way in. And that's exactly what they did, and it worked out. Even though they absolutely dumpstered that window with all of those nades. They had 2 stun grenades and a frag grenade all going through a window at the same exact time. Poor Ella. Poor Ella.
So, with Ella not having much to work off of there, we are going to see an abandon in the second round, traded up to another operator instead. We do still have quite a varied amount there coming in for LeStream too, but a lot of outside site presence for sure. Hicks popping up the window, a little bit risky there. Expect him to be out this early on in the round. He'll slowly start to move his way back to the sites as he gets more and more goo mines onto the ground. We know an ace though. You should expect them to sit out in the open and beat those quintessential roamers.
There's only 2 operators that I do not condone spawn killing with. It's Smoke and it's Lesion. Lesion is completely time-based. And if you notice, he actually still had his 2 goo mines on while he was spawn killing. So if he would have died, Lesion was absolutely useless. He did nothing.
Really just,
so, yeah, very, very creative with him. But it seems like they are going to do a T3 take here, which is, you know, traditional. There's only 2 ways to take Oregon, respectively. You either start at Red Tower, which is Big Tower, or Small Tower, which is White Tower. Just depends on what you call it.
Well, we do see the Capital going for a big spray down the hallway at the start. Oh my God, again! This time from NVK. We saw it from Canadian earlier, but NVK with a pre-fire through the plywood. Knocks out the smoke as well. No longer can they delay a push down this stairwell.
EG is giving me heart palpitations right now, man. These plays have been so insane so far with these wall bangs. And that one was completely random. Just no one just died.
Just a wild pre-fire.
Yeah, you hate to see it if you're a LeStream fan, but that was a crazy kill. Definitely going to set the tone for them on this take, and that is the smoke off the board. Again, of all the operators you don't want to die early, it is Lesion and it is Smoke. That is just 2 ops that cannot die early for your squad.
Well, the good news is Lesion is alive and well, at least, meaning there should be, I would guess, like 5 or 6 goo mines that should be on the ground or inside of his inventory at this point. And that number grows more and more the further we get into the round here. It's looking like EG is going to take a slightly different route to finish things up on their push, though. The reinforced wall on the inside of the bunker entrance is going to be broken down without too much of an issue. I don't think they're going to have the capability to stop that, so that wall will be popped open pretty easily. And now LeStream has to get ready. As you can see, the mirror window also being popped open early on here, too. Leave them not the greatest capabilities to defend here.
Alfama going to go down to the mirror. Aces is still all the way upstairs as well. As you guys saw him in kitchen, you can see him all the way through, as well as Uno. So there's only 1 on site right now. It's just Hicks. Uno's going to find 1. That'll be NVK. Now he has hatch control as Ace will rotate back downstairs. This is starting to falter out of the hands of EG until Young comes up massive with a kill on Uno. And it's all left up to Aces and Hicks to see if they can pull this back from the depths.
Time is once again going to become an issue here for Evil Geniuses, though. At less than 30 seconds, Ace just running in to get a kill. He's just barely clipped off on the side, though. Will be finished off by Canadian as they take him out, leaving only Hicks in play. He's got under 25 HP as well here, and it's a 1v3. He's up against, trying to play 3 different angles. Once he gets one, nearly gets the second. In fact, nearly takes him out outright, but no, Geo is there for the trade. EG picks up round number 2 with a 2-0 lead in their favor.
These guys are actually trying to give me a heart attack. That round specifically, I had no idea which way that was going to go. It's like, oh, EG's going to win this out pretty easily. They got their initial picks. They take out off the Miras, and you should be able to just walk into sight. Not the case. Uno shows up, gets a couple of frags, really starts to push EG to the limit, but they do end up coming out on top. 2-0 right now, looking pretty prominent on the offense.
But instead of moving on or even back to the kids' dorms, it's looking like LeStream is going to stick themselves into this site until they can win it, or at the very minimum, if they fail again here, they will more than likely switch back into the basement to make one last attempt at it. They did come much closer that time than we saw in the kids' dorms.
Things are getting pretty sweaty. They got to do some laundry. That's what it is.
I'll give you 10 points for that one.
That's 10 points?
I don't know how the point system works. I'll give you 10 points.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Buy me cookies later, I appreciate that.
Smallest reward you can get with the points is like 1,000, by the way, so it's going to take you a bit, but...
Well. What? We have Canadian on Blitz?
What the heck? How do we miss that?
I don't think I've ever seen this before. I'm not going to lie. Well, we were literally staring at each other just laughing at the stupid joke I made. But Canadian on Blitz. Okay. The Canadian is playing the German operator, so... all right, we're going to roll with it. I mean, that's... Wow, I'm excited. I'm very excited to see how this goes.
Blitz mains out there?
Yeah, I mean, I guess everyone loves to compare my eye color to Blitz's eye color, so I guess we're the same person, right? That's how that works. So, literally every time I rewatch a VOD, it's just, oh, it's Blitz's eyes. It's just, yeah, that's how,
All right, well, here we go. He's on the field for the first time, I believe, of this tournament, unless we missed him in another game. But Blitz is out. He's been let loose. He's been let out of the cage. Let's see the damage he can do.
Oh, that flash shield, not the funnest thing you want to run into as a roamer. And since they don't really have anything else besides the drone game to really help out Canadian, you will see that being helped out by Necrox on that drone. Always got to respect your droners, ladies and gentlemen. They do a very important job, as Hicks is going to be the main issue for Canadian on this round at least, just because he is playing that infamous op against Shields Legion.
A little bit of spam coming in down below. Unsure if that was from him or a teammate, but Uno.
Oh, he's trying to walk into sight.
Oh,
it was so close.
It's not going to work. Ace counters it out. And I think much like every Blitz play I've seen so far in the pro in the pro games that I've casted, the Blitz play, unfortunately, does not find anywhere close to the effectiveness that people were hoping for.
And I mean, the main thing there is that you're rocking a shield, so you are extremely loud.
Yeah.
Extremely loud. So I'm honestly surprised he got that far into sight, completely honest. But I mean, nothing really comes to fruition of it, and I guess that's why Canadian really never plays Blitz. And
again, guys, if you are newer to Siege, the shields, when they run, sound is obviously a massive part of this game, and the shields make very distinctive noises when you run, so much so that, in fact, if you hear a specific type of shield, you can more than likely tell who that is just off the sound. So when people hear the noise of him running down a hallway, they know exactly who that is, and they have to adjust their plans very quickly.
Take the chugga-chugga of a train and just put it into metal clanks.
It's a very... actually accurate way to describe that.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
But besides...
Did you know I cast?
yeah. Besides the loss of Canadian, not much else has gone on in this round here. EG was mainly focused on droning up until this point, and obviously with the outright elimination of Canadian, it kind of, I guess, really derailed their plans, because they haven't done much besides that. Yeah, that was completely accidental, by the way.
That was great, though. That was fantastic. Good train.
We're just doing these by accident now, I swear.
We need a train whistle up here. Someone, production, please. Thank you. Anyways, EG, yeah, completely off the rails right now. It really seemed like they just put all their chips down on Canadian doing something upstairs. And actually, I'm not going to lie to you. After that Canadian play, I assumed that everything was happening upstairs. I assumed that's where the site was, but no. It's laundry.
Yep.
So... But, as you guys saw, Ace is showing his face, and he's going to pick up 2, and that's going to set the tone repeatedly for them.
Wow, what was that?
I just lost my words. Ace is 3K. That's all you really got to know.
I mean, really just, it seems like a misfire almost from AG, right? Because they just don't, they really don't get anything accomplished on that round. Yeah, they get themselves...
Canadian died, and there was like, all right,
Like,
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, it really stinks to make analysis right there, right? Because it's a bit of a cop-out, but that literally looks like that's what happened. Like,
yeah.
It's very unfortunate, so.
They tried to have the push upstairs, and they really had a lot of reinforcements dedicated to the top hold, which is not a bad idea. That's actually a very prominent way to hold Oregon. That's one of the more creative things that you can do inside of this match, or excuse me, inside of Oregon as a map. And it really worked out for them in their favor. The main issue right there is once Canadian died, they had no other way of handling the roam game. They really didn't want to try and drone in anybody else because everything else is really utility-based, as you can see them bringing right now. It's the exact same lineup, all except the Blitz has been six-picked into the Ash. Words are hard.
Gonna snap back to reality here and put Canadian onto the Ash this time, where obviously he's had a much better track record in this map so far. Hopefully they will find greater success on top of that. But with LeStream picking up their first round there in the basement, they will cycle back over to the kids' dorms now to try make a second attempt at this, and hopefully a much more successful one as well to tie things up at 2-2. They're able to hold this. You remember though, this is when EG really just came bursting into the site and took great control, especially with the utility thrown at Uno into the corner, really just knocking him out before he had much of a chance to do anything. It might have actually been Hicks. Whoever was on the Ella in that round, and kind of deleted without much of a chance to respond. Following that up, we saw the rest of EG push in confidently as well.
And as you guys can see, LeStream really plays a blanket hold on their Oregon setups. We have a setup downstairs in kitchen, as well as we have roamers all the way over in meeting and downstairs as well. So, very prominent hold by them. They're trying to delay as much time as possible on all angles. And that is one difficult thing to get past as an attacker. Because once your drones are gone, you really don't have any other utility for information unless you're playing that Dokkaebi, which is banned.
And we are going to see the guys on Evoking. It's actually taking a lot of time outside of figuring out the appropriate route they like to take on this push. It looks like Young is ready to move in after he blows open this wall here. Necrox, of course, will be joining him as the first one to actually move in, but he's more of a focus on droning, just wanted to get into a safe position. The wall's been blown open. They've got positioning to work with. It's not exactly that great, though, considering all the holes that are sitting in the roof right there. That would open up a lot more potential for them to just get picked off by LeStream if they decide to push directly through that hole.
As you guys can see, Canadian finding his defensive counterpart in the likes of Pulse. But still a heavy roam game coming out here by the defense. And Uno tries to win, but he has no sight, doesn't know where the center of his screen is. And NVK is going to teach him a lesson about wide peeking, as well as aces. That's going to be 2 early kills for NVK.
NVK with a good start to the round, of course. And this is often how the 2 rounds that EG has won have started, with a very dominant clear on the roamers, taking them down very early on, or at least the players that are playing off-site, and leading them into a very straightforward site execute now that they have such a big man advantage. Canadian's going to keep running through, just quickly clearing out the armory, giving himself a little bit of time to check the drones, but unsuccessfully. He'll pop open the wall to the hallway, a flash to assist him. We'll find nothing down it, however, as EG are still hunting down the last 3 players here on the stream.
And this entire clutch for the defense is all going to be left up to Rise. Geo going to take out Alfama. Rise has to find some success here, and he'll start things off with Canadian, as once again, his defensive counterpart will end up taking him down. Hicks still has 3 Toxic Babes as well, which could come to of importance later on in this round. But as of right now, EG in the driver's seat as they start to barrel down towards site. Rise still on roam as well. Very ballsy play by him. He's over on the master side, holding main stairs. Hicks, as that ADS will get burnt, trying to play the windows extremely aggressively, but he's not going to find too much success. He might peek right into Necrox, but no, he is going to back off of that. Does not want to die just yet. Geo's actually going to drone him out, and he is going to see one pop some shots, but no, all he has is a crossbow bolt out. Rise contesting yellow stairs as well, and he's going to get taken down by Geo, and Necrox going to find Hicks. And that will be yet another offensive round by Evil Geniuses.
So there we go. EG going right back at it. A little bit of a hiccup there on the play with the Blitz, but coming right back into it here now. With their normal lineup, they go right back into dominant form. Same as we've been seeing in the other 2 rounds that they had already picked up. LeStream just not able to contest that push for some reason, as it proves to be so strong here at the start for EG.
It's almost comical that everyone loves to complain about Blitz, but the one time they take Blitz, they don't win. They just don't. Like,
they didn't even come close.
Yeah, they just died.
Failed miserably.
Yeah, it's just over. But then they put Ash back in, and then they just went around. Like, I guess.
Just frag out.
You know what? Maybe the community was right. Maybe Ash is broken.
Calm down.
I don't know. You calm down. Calm down. But no. No.
So again, another interesting choice from the guys on LeStream. Not really feeling going back to the kids' bedroom again due to how one-sided the 2 rounds they played out are. So they're going to go to the double towers, in fact, and see if they have better luck here instead of going back to the other site that they just played on. Which is, again, not necessarily a common choice considering the increased difficulty that this site would provide versus the kids' bedroom.
Yeah, LeStream really needs to start finding some success on Oregon. Again, Oregon is the most competitive map, actually, right now. Almost being a 50-50 split on offensive and defensive wins. But right now, it's not really coming to fruition for LeStream as they are staring down the barrel of 3-1 currently. Need to bring back a little bit of something as they will start their defense on the tower. Which, you know, as a site, one of the only split sites that gets play inside of Rainbow Six Siege, the other one being on the map consulate inside of the Tellers and Archives area, which we saw earlier today, actually.
Actually, just an interesting side note here. I was looking at the stats, which again, big thanks to our friends at CHGG for helping us out with that. The map stats specifically, Tower has like the highest percentage win rate for defense.
Yeah, it's like 72%,
61.1%.
Oh my goodness.
Compared to right around 50 exactly for both the basement and the dorm sites. So, interesting.
Well, we were actually having a talk with Kickstarter about that yesterday. And the main issue with people attacking the tower is the fact that they just don't handle it properly. They just stay on rappel on the outside, hoping the defense will mess up, and you can't do that. You have to try and get aggressive, try and get those entry frags to open up the site, just like any other site. It's very difficult on the tower just due to the format of how it's set up, especially with the operators that are now in use.
It's yeah, it's definitely like an interesting turn of events. You could almost argue that the other two sites, we talk a little bit about how this map is played out, right? And you could almost argue the other two sites are the ones that are played out, but Tower obviously still has a little bit of mystery to it in the way that you're supposed to approach it, and that's the reason why defenders are more successful. That would be my first guess anyway. That's why that is the case.
Geo almost catching 2 roamers off guard as he will open the kids' dorm hatch into the pantry area. But he's not going to find much success. Canadian Rocket the Maverick this time around. This actually might come to importance later on if he is able to get a very narrow sight line onto one of these meeting walls here on the split door. As Geo will start to shoot open the main meeting hall door. They're going to have to be concerned about the vertical play here. It's always going to have to be a concern with the attic, who's playing inside of it, and the pressure that they are going to constitute from the hatch being open. As Aces is going to play very close to sandbags. He might actually drop here. MBK going to actually get marked out due to the alibi. Canadian going to find Alfama though, and he's actually going to make Swiss cheese of the attic wall upstairs.
So, with once again LeStream losing one of their defenders very early on. To be fair, it is going to be the Bandit that gets knocked out. It's not necessarily a major loss to their late round play like we were talking about before. It's more so the smoke in this instance they have to worry about getting knocked out. There's Necrox running into a slight Gumine as he gets himself out into the open. Geo as well running into some problems as fire from the backstage tower ends up impacting onto him, slightly bringing him down to just under 75 here. The slow push, and again, the time is going to become an issue. Micro smokes go out. There is room to move in and go for the plant in the corner of the hallway. We are going to see the smoke come out as well. The counter smoke from himself will force the defuse to get canceled. 15 seconds left. They don't have any more time to waste here. Someone has to go in. They find the smoke, actually. So this time, the plant will not be stopped. It's gone down onto the ground. And at this rate, they might not even end up needing it. There's a nice attempt from Uno to leap out on the outside of the door to stop that, but it does not end up working out, and instead we see Evil Geniuses once again at an incredibly low time to execute, just clean up LeStream. No questions asked.
That was an extremely boring round until the last 15 seconds.
Pretty much.
Nothing really happened. They more or less got their initial entry frag, like, okay, we have control of meeting. And then they just stand there, look at each other a couple times, like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to break down the wall over by the door of meeting. We're going to plant there and try and bait out as many smokes as possible. But bad news is they didn't have time to try and get that diffuser down with smoke up. So what do you got to do? You got to frag out the smoke.
Just kill smoke.
Just kill smoke, forehead. Like, come on. But, I mean, it worked. It's 4-1 right now.
The ultimate problem there is smoke kind of has to stand in that spot as well, right?
That's the only angle. That's the only angle to toss it, because if he stands higher up on the staircase, the angle will actually just like land right down to where the smoke won't reach him over the corner. Because he was just crouch planting. It's kind of a hard thing to describe. Basically, you just turn your butt towards the site and you back up right until you can hit your F key to plant. And it's the best way of trying to get a plant down without getting injured. It happens a lot on bank, on server.
So a nice play indeed. Nice attempt from Uno at the last second as well to jump down, as we saw on the alibi, to try and stop things at the door. It was red, though. It was immediately countered out. They definitely thought that might have been a possibility. So props to EG for making that as clean as it was with how low of a time to execute. Normally, those types of executes are incredibly panicked, really disorganized, and you would see a play like Uno made be relatively successful. But again, big props to EG, definitely holding their own in that one and continuing to dominate here on Oregon at 4-1.
Definitely a good showing, especially after the last map coming out this hot after. Again, I really think they work very well with momentum. Either that or, again, Gotcha's just the GOAT. You just, hey, we're going to take a tag timeout. We're going to discuss a few things. This is what I think you're not doing properly. This is how we're going to execute after that. It might just be that adjustment. Sometimes it is just an outside presence going, hey, I noticed this, and that fixes everything.
Evil Genius is a little bit more direct towards the big window this time, inside of the dorms. He tries to lurk his way, and he knows he's been popped open slightly, hunting for heads at the moment, but not finding any fish to pull out of the water. So he will fall back and wait a little bit longer.
I was going to point out that was very creative right there. That was good.
Thank you.
That was very good.
Appreciate that.
You know what else is creative? Alfama getting a kill onto Geo, because that's going to open up everything for them. No more soft destruction from underneath. Will not have to worry about it. They do have Canadian still in the Ash, and he has his sights set onto Kitchen, as well as the Kitchen hallway, and he's going to lose that Aces. And really be opening things up for the defense for the first time in quite a while in the lead on operator count.
Really the first time at all, besides maybe the round with Blitz inside of it, that we see LeStream get off to this heavy of an advantage in the early round. So this is definitely a good start for them. Nice solid kitchen hold is coming out for these guys too, to try and prevent EG from just taking them all out from down below. And VK in the meanwhile is hunting for what he can off the drone. Not really finding anything major just yet. As you saw, Goo Mine, not really a big thing to be able to take out there, but at the very least it's something less they have to deal with. Young is now going to go hunting by the big window. Again, not really a whole lot peeking into it at this point. Not really anyone on LeStream wanting to take that risk. So it's unlikely that he gets himself a duel here. He will have to jump to the inside if he wants to pressure for that, but that alone is incredibly dangerous for any attacker. So again, he's not feeling that either, and he'll head to the inside of the first floor.
Yeah, the key things for both teams right here is, number one, LeStream is going to want to maintain that constant pressure with their roam game. It's been so good so far this round. If they're able to contain that and really push the limits of this offense, they will find success. Oh my goodness, Young just dodges back outside before getting shot. But if you are that EG fan looking for them to get the victory on this round, you're going to want to see NVK try and frag out, but no, Raya's going to go big with 2, wins 2 gunfights back-to-back, and Uno going to seal the deal for the second round.
The SMG-11 showing up once again there with a double kill at a pretty long-range marksmanship there, too, to be able to pick up that one. We've been seeing it specifically in the match that we casted earlier over on the B stream when Empire played Immortals. We were seeing so many SMG-11 kills for some reason.
At distance.
That's
the thing. Like, it isn't like it's up close. You're like, okay, just more or less.
People are like sniping people with an SMG-11.
Pocket sniper back?
Yeah, I don't know. People figured something out, that's for sure.
Did you know, actually, the SMG-11 used to have an ACOG on it?
No, did it really?
Yeah.
On who?
On anybody that
everybody that had it?
Yes.
Oh
yeah, it used to be literally called the pocket sniper, had an ACOG and just put extended barrel on it and had 0 recoil. Oh. So you'd have smoke from like big tower just peek you and slam you from junkyard. It's crazy.
I think it's back.
Yeah.
See, it just doesn't have the ACOG on it anymore.
Yeah, everyone's just putting a magnifying glass over their hollow sights. That's what they're doing. Just hold it up.
Well, guys, the first half has concluded. Evil Geniuses take a definitive lead at 4-2 coming off their attacking side with LeStream, finally piecing themselves together for the first real round that they won on their own merits on the final round there at round 6. For round 7, of course, now we've switched sides. EG's on the defense. They're going to go right into the kids' dorms, and LeStream is on the attack for the first time here in Oregon.
And actually, not something we see too often. Mira getting played upstairs, and Amira going down on the master side of things. I have seen this done a couple of times. Basically, what this is there to do is to contest master so that it's much harder to try and get the closet open and get inside of generator. So, very smart play. Don't see it too often, which definitely could be a surprise for LeStream. And LeStream gonna bring out the man, the myth, the legend, the Panzer Snitch of Blitz.
Canadian got to do it, now I get to do it. It's my turn on the Blitz.
It's my turn. Been promoted to Blitz? That a thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was Doc, but it's Blitz now, apparently.
Well, I guess we're going to have to confirm that with Easily. He's the man that hands out those medals, that's what I heard.
So let's see if Rise could have a little bit better of an impact compared to what we saw from Canadian earlier, who is now on the Bandit, of course. The rest of the old Genius is on the defense here as well. It's a very slow start. LeStream definitely not going for any early kills. They're not trying to literally blitz with the Blitz. They're still trying to use it as more utility than speed at this point.
Actually, a funny thing while we are, oh my goodness, Ace is actually going to find MBK, and that's going to be the Jaeger off of the board. Actually, Blitz is going to get lit up a little bit in the hand as Canadian is going to repeatedly get aggressive on these main stairs. Now, the main crux of this is going to be Armory take. If they are able to take Armory, this is going to shut down this entire Mira setup. That's really what they're trying to focus on right now. They've actually knocked holes in all of the closet inside of Master. Just trying to see if they can find any aggressive play. They are going to see him rotate up. Uno not going to find much success just due to the fact that Jaeger, excuse me, actually Canadian's gonna go huge! What was that, Canadian? Oh my goodness, he rotates inside of Armory. I didn't think it was a very smart idea. He's gonna prove me wrong and he's gonna find another, but Alfama's gonna put him down. Young gonna find that one, and this is completely switched around just off of the likes of Canadian. What a play by the man in blue.
Now it's up to just Young and Necrox to shut this down. Only Aces to deal with. Only real problem, though, Ace has unlimited time, at least in the sense of it being a 1v2 to play with here at just over a minute remaining. It was an attempt at a much faster strategy from LeStream, and unfortunately, it's all shut down primarily by Canadian with those kills going, oh, that's awkward. Primarily with those kills going into his favor. Quick little second use of the sledge will bring him back in, but they know where he is now. They know the route he was trying to take, at least at the start. Reminder that, of course, the walk-in has been left open, so we can also choose this as a route. Breaks it open with the sledge. He's trying to make for a clean run. He's trying to at least keep LeStream guessing, so maybe he's able to at least isolate a 1v1 if someone by chance ends up looking the wrong way. But you can see EG are not even moving out. He does get the position on the smoke, but can't follow it up with the kill. Necrox on a little jig as well in the process. We will see EG shut it down. 2 more rounds away, now at 5, from being able to shut this map down and win the series 2-0.
Well, there is one thing that I'm sure all of your guys' parents love to say, I know mine love to say, is patience is a virtue. Patience is a big thing on defense and definitely a prowess that EG had in that last round. Once they got it down to the 2v1, no overpicking, just hold your angles and try and make the offense have the error. And that's exactly what worked out right there. Tactical timeout going to be taken by LeStream, and they're definitely going to need it, staring down the barrel of 5 rounds to 2.
This actually works out well for EG, because if you guys caught it on stream, I think we had it on stream for a second there, we had EG's coach calling for a timeout at the same time as well. So
Gosh is like, hey.
It might actually be EG's timeout, but I'm going to assume, because it's definitely LeStream's timeout, because they know what they're talking about. They were prepared for this. So EG's just going to ride on that, actually, because they wanted one too, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, man. I mean, this is coming down to the wire here, really, for LeStream. Anything past this is just no man's land. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to be back against the wall trying to fight your way back on Oregon again, because it is very, very easy for one man to change up an entire round, as you just saw right there with Canadian.
Well, with the constant success here so far by the guys on EG, they're actually going to go right over to the stage this time around.
Oh. We're actually going to have Geo on Pulse. Okay.
Yeah. And again, it's going to that stage site for the second attempt here, as they will try to shut this down more quickly and then lead them into the basement, I believe, for what would be their final round to try and shut this out.
Yeah, and this could be very dangerous, actually, for the defense, just due to the fact that Rise is still on that blitz. Could be a very prominent thing coming into this site, just due to the fact that he gets so much pressure downstairs, especially with that Capitao in play as well. Not going to be affected by ADSs are those crossbow bolts. That is the beauty of Capitao. His utility has no counters at all, at least in the air. You can obviously move or have, for his smokes, have Evil Eyes, something along those lines. But the asphyxiating bolts really don't have a counter. They are the counter to ADSs.
And it should be noted as well that they're micro smokes. They're not they don't cover as much of a surface area as the actual smokes do, but they're still, especially on a map like this, which is a lot of tight choke points and stuff like that, they still pretty much prove to be just as effective. So that's why we...
Capitao's not a vape god like Glaz is.
No. He doesn't have the ability to literally see through smokes.
Yeah. Oh, man. Glaz is the ultimate vape god. That's what he is.
We are going to see Uno start things off with a direct push to the inside of the dorms up at the top, and he's got plenty of teammates joining for him. Rise, in the meanwhile, has taken his own route downstairs by moving through the dining hallway here. Will slowly start to work his way, regrouping with the rest of the team as they look to isolate out any roamers that are currently on the board for EG. I don't think they have too much, though. It looks like they've got one, maybe two players running around in basement. You can see they've got one player at the very top of the tower. But obviously, that would be a bit of a stretch to call that a roam at this point, seeing as he's just a hop away from being on the site.
Yeah, and T3 is mainly where you're going to want to start your attack with the site. If you can clear out T3, you have a very good chance of picking up the round, just due to the fact that that second tier take is going to be a lot easier for you. And again, this is the main issue with offensive teams attacking the tower. They take a long time, and they clear out everything else, which isn't the issue. It's just a massive time waste for them to try and do this. And the other issue is that the roam presence can be so important downstairs just due to the fact of how quickly you can rotate downstairs from that site. So they're going to have to be worried about any form of roam down here as Rise will start to push inside. And actually, MBK is going to find one. The Blitz is actually going to go down. MBK is going to find two. And that's going to be massive. Capitao and Blitz both off of the board. I feel like I casters cursed them because I literally talked about both of them as we were getting into this round.
Let's just... not good, unfortunately. At least not in this game. See, once again, fails to find the effectiveness that they were hoping for. It is good damage, of course, but no actual kills being picked up whatsoever. You still have Canadian sitting up in T3. You were talking about two. He's got the portable shield to work with, as they're going to be playing around the usual windows. Do note there's other windows you can use to try and figure out, which is exactly what he's doing right now. Hicks will find Young, but that's detached from this T3 push. That's a separate event. Guys on LeStream are struggling for time with only 35 seconds left. You can see Aces trying to isolate out the players that are downstairs. Geo is still lurking here. Ace seemed to have his number being moved away at the wrong time. Meanwhile, NVK is able to knock out Hicks somewhere near the rappel, taking him down. Aces at least picks up a trade to bring it into a 3v2, but again, time is becoming a major problem here now for LeStream. Only two players left, both of them 50 HP or less. Aces picks up one of them though, evens it out into a 2v2, and the two remaining players in EG are not very much better off. Canadian and Uno will trade blows. Uno taking the hit from Canadian, nearly finding the last kill, have to reposition. That is bangable right now, so we will have to be careful. Runs it to the timer, however, and wins it on that, as EG pick up yet another round, one more away now from the 2-0 victory.
And you guys can see the hype in the team. At least if you guys, there it is. Okay, all right. Well, can't repeat that one, but you know. Anyways, 6-2 right now for EG is Canadian yet again coming alive. Clutching up, very heads-up play by him, and actually, key factor there for that T3 hold, guys. If you didn't see it, the deployable shield that Blue was talking about is actually at a very, very specific spot upstairs, due to the fact that actually you cannot get an angle on him from the opposite window at all. You cannot get a single angle on that deployable shield or Canadian playing behind that shield. So you set up all three ADSs, you play behind the shield, and it is extremely difficult to dig you out of T3.
And Canadian basically had the last player who was up against number as well. Even if they attempted a plant, it would have had to probably been on that second level due to the time constraint, and he would have literally just had to peek and kill him in order to do that, because if you stop the plant, then you immediately
lose all the way over
the round.
Meeting, actually.
What's up?
The diffuser was all the way over in Meeting.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, that
he's just screwed.
Didn't really have much of a chance there. That I didn't realize the diffuser was dropped. I thought he had that at least, but wasn't the case. And so we go into what could be the very final round of this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Evil Geniuses at 6-2, one more away from shutting this one out. LeStream, unfortunately, has not been able to keep themselves together on the defense or attack here.
10 seconds remaining.
EG has just started out almost every single round with just an amazing entry power at 2 to 3 kills that they just seem to pick up every single time.
They've been very prominent so far on both sides of the coin, at least. Offense and defensive, respectively. And it seems like they are actually going to try and adopt this more of a blanket hold on this downstairs site. Not as much as LeStream. LeStream was playing Meeting and Kitchen and had a very extended hold, as well as even the one time, I think it was round 3, I do believe, where they had the upstairs hold, where that was the initial round they won from Blitz. It's one of the 2 rounds they've won, when Blitz just sprinted upstairs, Canadian, and gets immediately fragged out by Uno playing the Jaeger.
And that was really the only one-sided round that LeStream was able to pick up. They had another somewhat decisive one at the end of EG's attacking half, where they finally stopped them from pushing into the kids' dorms.
Yeah, they really haven't won any clutch rounds this time. They had a lot of clutches on Villa, but I guess they just can't find the same bean on Oregon.
And this is their pick.
Yeah.
So it's very confusing as to why they seem so like detached from themselves. It's kind of hard to describe.
There's a big desync going on, yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with that.
It just seems like too many players are being found out too early, but to be fair, that's mainly because EG has been so effective on their roam clear that they've been able to deal with that. But even when it comes down to the site, right, it's just, there's so many rounds where EG has just wiped the floor with them, unfortunately. So the question is, what's going on with LeStream right now, even after the pause?
Well, they're going to have to try and find the answer extremely quickly because they're on offense. And there's one thing about offense everyone loves to harp on, it's that it's a lot harder to do than defense. Just due to the fact that you actually have to have those timings as a team down to a science. And if you don't, you get punished for that. The refrags won't come out. Utility isn't used properly. Stuff along those lines. And as you guys can see right now, this desync is most definitely affecting the team. 1 minute and 20 seconds is all that is left. And they still haven't really had anything except a couple of angle holds. 0 damage done to the defense.
Man, this could just be coming down to quite a few factors here. The good news is they're making solid progress this time. They've already got the hatch open to the main entryway to play off of here. Just over 1 minute left on that as well. It's about getting them into the site at this point. Since EG is playing a lot of players, if you pay attention to it, off the site at the moment, the laundry side of the map is actually very easy for LeStream to push in its current form. There's really only 1, if not 2 players that are actively defending that over on EG's side.
Yeah, and they actually have Hicks down the staircase as well. He actually, we have the plant timer now. So we don't have, we know he's not planting, which is great. Thank you Ubisoft for that, I appreciate it. So no plant going down just yet. Ace is gonna get immediately refragged by Necrox. It's gonna make it a 4v4, 30 seconds left on the clock, and this is where Young on the smoke is going to be the biggest deal. As you hear that first Toxic Babe pop, things are about to go down, ladies and gentlemen. Canadian still all the way up inside of Attic, waiting to see if anyone's going to try and rotate to the back hatch. Nade gonna go down, but it's not gonna find much. Another Toxic Babe goes down. Hicks isn't gonna get affected until he finally drops off. He's gonna try and jump inside. No, he's gonna plant on top of the Mira. Young's gonna try and rotate and stop him. Will he find the success? And he will! That means the diffuser's down in front of the Mira, and it's a no-go for the boys of LeStream. EG all the way, ladies and gentlemen, 2-0. As the hype is real.
Canadian, the round wasn't even over yet. Canadian was already up. He just knew it.
He stood up.
Yeah.
He's like, it's over.
We got this. I don't even need to finish the round. I'm just going to move away from my keyboard
They didn't even type GG. There's like, LeStream's going to type GG. They're already up. They're like, it's fine. Oh, Young's got it. There you go, Young. Good job. Proud of you.
Thank you, Young. But definitely a much more dominant affair from EG on that second map. It's really a night and day difference if you look at the average way a round played out between Villa and between here on Oregon. Oregon, it was all EG all day for the most part. Unfortunately, besides Aces, we weren't really seeing much of an individual impact from anyone on LeStream at all there, let alone the mess that we were seeing when it came to their early round tactics. On defense, their roamers were getting cleared without too much of an effort from EG, and on attack, again, they were getting cleared by the roamers on EG very often. So really just a no-win situation for them there on Oregon. Definitely a great effort from Villa, though. We'd like to see that LeStream a whole lot more moving into their future matches tomorrow and, of course, Wednesday as well.
Yeah, as they are going to be running up the losers bracket, but EG coming out on top, ladies and gentlemen. And if there's one person, again, that you do not want to light a fire up,